What's up? Roland here. Today on 3D NerdStop, we're going to set up the Robo 3D R1+ printer. We're going to install the software on the computer for it. Then we're going to connect the printer to the computer, and then we're going to print off our first print. Okay, let's get the printer set up now. First thing I think we should do is take a look at what we've got here. Well, we've got the little toolbox, and inside the toolbox there's these little rubber feet. We should probably put those on the printer. Let's see, we've got the spindle holder, and we've got some filament on the spindle, so we'll put that on there too. Okay, let's go ahead and do that for it. So the first thing we'll do is gently take it, roll it up on its back. Okay, it's the first time we've seen the underside. Take a look at it here. And we'll just add these little rubber feet here. This will help keep it from sliding around on the table. So we can do that real quick. They seem to go on real easy. They fit. I feel like they'll be nice and grippy so the printer won't slide around on us. Alright, now that we have the feet on, we can pick it back up here. Now watch the little plate sliding around on us. And oh yeah, that makes it stick real nice to the tabletop. Now it's not going anywhere. Next thing we should probably do is install the spindle holder. Well, the spindle holder goes on the back, so we'll turn it around here real quick. And the spindle holder just goes on like so, it just pops down into place. And while we're looking at the back, we should probably go ahead and put on our first spindle of filament. Now this is the filament that came with it, so we'll give this stuff a shot. Comes in a nice little vacuum sealed bag. There we go, nice little filament. Let's see. Looks like here's the beginning of it. We've got a little bit of boogered in there, but nothing big. Take it and put it on there. Straighten out. I think we'll just cut the end of that off. I have a pair of scissors around here somewhere. So we can just take this and cut it off at the end. So it makes it nice and gives us a nice tip to start with. And we'll just take that and feed that up through here for right now. And you can see it comes down into the printer. Now we'll put that in there later. Because one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to put filament into your extruder unless your end is hot. Unless the hot end is hot. So it's not right now, so we're not going to do that. So we'll just go ahead and turn this thing back around now that we have that far set up. Actually, before we turn it around, one thing we need to check is what voltage this is set on. And it is set on 110. If it wasn't, we would have to flip the switch. So we're good. So let's spin this around. Set it up here where we want it. Oops. Watch out, don't tear the feet off the bottom of it. Get this set up here. Now let's check and see if it's a little level. I have a little goofy level here that I got a long time ago. It works pretty much for basic stuff. And as we can see there, it looks like it's good and level. Now I'm not checking the bed plate for being level. I'm checking from basically the whole printer being level. It doesn't have to be perfectly level, but it does. They do say it helps it if it is fairly level and on a fairly solid surface. Okay, so that was quick start. We're doing a quick start here. We check the voltage on it. Now we need to install the software. Now, they say on here that we're supposed to have a USB stick that you can put the SD card into. And well, they didn't give me a USB stick. Mine didn't come with one. Luckily, I do have my own. So that won't be a problem. So let's install the software now. All right, here we are on the computer. Let's check out and see what came on that SD card. So we can come in here and go under PC and so F drive. Looks like MatterControl setup 1.3.0. And it looks like there's also a MP4 file on here, which should be the startup video explaining how to do everything on it. We're not going to watch that right now. If y'all want to see it, I'll have a link to it in the description below. But before we install it from this, let's check it out on the website and see what version they're up to. So we can go to Robo3D.com, go under support, and go to software. And as you can see, we have Windows version and the Mac version. We're on Windows, so we'll click the Windows version. And it's downloading the file. We'll give that just a second here to download. There we go. And we'll say show in folder. And we can see the version we just got off the website is 1.4. So we're going to install the 1.4 instead of the 1.3, just so we are on the newest version. Double click it to set it up. Okay, pops up, asks if we want to install it. We can see here that it's install wizard, normal stuff. We accept the license agreement. If y'all want to read through it, you're more than welcome to. It's asking us where do we want to set this program up. I'm just going to leave it in its default location. We are going to create a desktop icon. And then we're going to click install. And we're going to let it install. It looks like it's not going to take very long. It's installing really quickly. Oh. Alright, we're almost there. Almost done installing it. Alright, it says here we can launch it when we do that. And let's do it. Let's click finish and let it launch. Okay, we can see that MatterControl 1.4 for Robo 3D has opened. Now according to the directions, we should close this now and plug the printer in. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, let's get the wires hooked up on the printer now. So we're going to start with the power cord. Take the power cord out of its bag. And undo the little twisty tie on it here real quick. Okay. Straighten it out. The normal length. It's a normal computer power cord. Take that. Turn this around so we can get to the back of it again. Real quick here, so we can all see what we're doing. Looks like we have a warning stick in here. Before plugging in, switch your power supply to the proper setting, which we checked earlier. We made sure, so we'll tear that. Put that off to the side. We'll then put our power cord in. There we go. Take it. Run it around the side over here, and we'll turn this back around. There we go. We're getting there. Okay, run the power cord back behind my inkjet over here. I got a power strip back here in the corner we can plug it into. Right, we have that all plugged in. Now I can turn it on yet. We still got to hook up the USB cable. So here we go. Here's the USB cable it comes with. We'll just cut that off real quick. Pop that out. We'll undo the twisty tie on it. And well, that's a really short USB cable. Now this is a USB to printer cable, so I know they make longer ones. We'll go ahead and plug this in here. Spin this right here so I can see where it goes. There's a USB port here on the side. So we'll just take this and plug this into that USB port. And then we will spin it back around. Knocking everything all over the place. There we go. And well, that's not exactly going to reach my computer from here. So give me just a minute and I'll go find a USB extension. Okay, well, I went ahead and ran a USB extension from my CPU all the way behind my monitors and everything on my desk over to here because this is the only place I really have to set up the printer. So if you need to extend it, you can always get a USB extension. I got this from Amazon. It's actually an Amazon Basic USB extension cord. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to plug these two into each other. And you just heard the computer identify that I plugged something into it, which is good. So we're going to take this and we'll set this back here out of the way real quick behind everything. And we're going to turn on the printer. Here we go. Ooh, it lit up nice and pretty. You can hear the fan motors come on for the extruder. Looks like the cooling fan as well. So you can hear it spinning up. So we've got it turned on. We'll let it sit here and warm up for a few minutes. We're going to switch back over to the computer and bring up our first print, get our print head heated up, get the filament put in, and get our first print out. Let's get to it. Alright, people. Now, what it says next to do is to open the software package. So we will do that. We'll come in here and go open. And we'll open it up. And there we go. We have the software package open. Now I like to pin things, so I'm going to be using this quite a bit. So I'm going to pin this to my taskbar. So now that we have that pinned in place, the next thing we have to do is connect the printer. So we're going to click Add Printer. That's going to bring up our setup menu. Printer name, well, that's an awful lot for that. Robo 3D R1 and R1+. Well, we don't want to call it that. We're going to call it Buzz. So my printer's name will be Buzz. And we're going to select model, the R1 and the R1+. That's what we have. And we're going to save and continue. Okay. We're going to install the drivers. Say yes. Would you like to install the driver software? So we're going to say install. 3D printer setup. MatterControl will now attempt to auto detect your printer. Disconnect printer if currently connected. Okay, so we're going to unplug the USB drive, a USB cable. Press continue. Power on or connect the printer. So we're going to plug it back in. And click and press connect. Attempting to connect. Connection successful. And then we click done. And hey, look at that. We are connected. It looks like the first thing it wants us to print is a calibration circle. Sounds like it could be, it's probably what we'll print. I mean, why not? Let it calibrate. So let's take a look and see what we have here. So we got a calibration circle, so we can click view. And all that does is pop it up in a little 3D viewer window that lets you manipulate it any way you want here. You can move around. You can zoom in and out on it. So that's a cool little window. So we're preheating. Settings and controls. Okay, we're going to do a medium quality with PLA. We're going to do standard height layers, which is 0.2 millimeters. Fill density at 25%, which is fine for our first print. The controls, let's see, target is 210. That's pretty high but that's what it says it wants to heat it up to, so that's what we're going to let it do for PLA. The bed temp will be 50°C. And looks like we're just going to wait for it to heat up here. So we'll give it a few minutes to heat up and then we'll get printing. Okay, now we've got the printer hot. First thing we need to do is put the filament inside the extruder. So we have the filament here. So there's a little thumb latch back here. You're supposed to pull back on it now that the extruder's hot. And feed that down in there like so. That is correct. And then turn this clockwise. I don't know if I got that in there right. So I can straighten the end of this out. Stuff really doesn't like to go straight. Yep, let's see if I can figure out what's going on here. It doesn't seem to be working, but that's what we're learning here. There we go. Now I think I got it in there far enough. There we go. Now it's feeding in. Looks like we need a little adjustment here on it. That's okay. That's why they gave us a little screwdriver. We'll dig out our little screwdriver here real quick. Tighten up these screws back here a little bit. We have those tightened up a little bit. Just spin this. Here we go. Feel it pulling the filament. There we go. As you can see now, we're starting to get a little bit of filament out. There we go. Now it's coming out blue. A little bit of gunky stuff, but I guess that's just what they put in the head to ship it. So now we have the filament coming out. That's good. That's what we wanted to see. We'll take our little tweezers here and snip that off and pull that off our build plate. Now that we got that good and hot and going. Now we're going to slide our build plate towards us just a little bit. Make sure there's no styrofoam on it. The build plate is warm. I'm going to grab a sheet of paper here. And one of the things they say to use online is a little bit of hairspray on the build plate will help your print stick. So we're going to give that a shot. Take this piece of paper and put it in here and try and protect all the innards. And just put a nice simple little coating of hairspray on there. Okay, we'll give that just a second to dry because you don't want to try and print on a wet surface. It's just supposed to help make the surface tacky. And I don't know if you can see it in the video, but it is drying. It does take it a second. So I guess you could really pre-prep your build plate before you turn on your machine, which is probably what you should do. So you got a little bit of stuff coming out of the extruder here. Go ahead and take that off again. Well, we'll give it a shot. Let's slide our build plate in here like so. And we'll switch over here to the software real quick. And I guess we're ready to print. Let's wish it luck. Let's click print. see what it does. Ooh, there we go. It just moved over. It's finding all the different axes. Trying to determine where everything is. Finding the build plate. There we go. Now it looks like it's leveling the bed. There we go. Now it looks like it's starting to print. Alright. Looks like we have our first loop done. Now it's going on to the second one. Okay. We're going to let this print, and when it's done, we'll come back. Okay, our print has just finished, so let's get it off the print bed and see what we've got. See if we can get it off the print bed. Wow, that makes it really stick. There we go. That popped it free. Alright. Now I'm not sure what it's supposed to look like. As we can see here, it looks pretty smooth, nice and smooth on the bottom. The top's a little rough. I'm not sure if that's the way it's supposed to be or not. I'm not quite sure what this is supposed to work out to be, but it was just a test print just to make sure it was printing. Next week on 3D NerdStop, we will actually go through and print a calibration cube, and then we will put it through a torture test. So tune in next week for that. All right? Thank y'all for watching. If you like what you saw, please like and subscribe, and please leave your comments down below. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, have a great day. Thank y'all for watching. If you like what you saw, please like and subscribe. Please leave your comments down below, and I'll be happy to read.